What's going on, guys? Matthias here, and well, I've just been informed that apparently being fat is now a mental disorder. What? How the fuck? Okay, so apparently, looking at a piece of food that normally would make you fat makes you fat because you looked at the picture, not because you ate yourself into being fat, or because you were just too fucking lazy to exercise, or because you were just, you just ate too fucking much. That's not a that's not the thing anymore, apparently. Apparently, it's a mental disorder being fat. Being fat is a mental disorder. For some fucking reason. I don't understand why. This leftist propaganda has seriously fucking it's taken a turn for the worse. What the fuck? What is wrong with this planet? What is wrong with the people on it? What the fuck is going on? I do not understand it. And when I fucking talk about this, I get seen as the bad guy for saying that the reason why many people get fat is because they eat too much. They don't exercise. And it's not a mental fucking disorder to be fat. It's a physical problem, for fuck's sake. It's literally killing people every fucking year. Hundreds, if not thousands of people die of being overweight every fucking year. Especially in the US. I think it's like 38% of the people there is fucking overweight. They're morbidly obese. And it's a serious health issue. But the second you mention it, oh, now you're being fat phobic. Shut the fuck up. I'm not being fat phobic. I'm just trying to fucking tell you that if you're not gonna do anything about it, you're gonna die. It's not me being fucking like hating on you for being fat. I'm just saying it's a fucking problem. It's an actual problem. If you don't make a change, if you don't start exercising, if you don't start eating more healthy, you're gonna die. That's just how it is. It's not a mental thing. I mean, okay, I guess some people might have had some kind of, what do you call it? Like, might have had depression, and the way they kind of coped with it was to eat. Some people do have that kind of way to cope with shit, like being depressed or just being really sad, as it sometimes is just nothing more than just being sad. Depression isn't always, oh, well, like there is different stages of depression. Like there is the I'm 14 and I'm depressed type sadness where like you're not depressed, you're just sad. I've been there too. I think everyone who has ever been at the age of 14 has been there at some fucking point. 12, 13, 14, like the early teenage years and like preteen years. That's when, like, in your mind, your life is just ass. Trust me, it becomes a lot worse, kids. It becomes a lot fucking worse. Enjoy your life when you can. Enjoy being a kid when you can. Anyway, if you are too fat to actually get through a door, to actually get up from the couch or your bed or your fucking office chair or whatever the fuck you're sitting on or laying in or whatever, if you need a fucking crane to get out of your bed, maybe it's about time to make a change if you don't want to die of what's it called? Like of obesity uh caused issues. Maybe it's time to make that change. Maybe it's time for you to try to figure out what is best for you. How do you get through this and start becoming more healthy? How do you do that? What I would advise you to do is to talk to somebody who clearly has an idea of what they're doing. Let's say, talk to someone who has something to do with a fitness center or something like that. Get a routine that is good for you. Figure out what food you should avoid, what food you should try and eat more or less of, and go on like not necessarily a fucking like all out diet, but try to change the way you eat. Try to change some things that you do, right? Like I've never had the problem of being obese or being fat or whatever you want to call it. Like I'm not gonna like stay here and like say it as like use all these soft ass words. I'm gonna call it what it is. Obesity and being fat. That is what it is. All that extra stuff on your body that make you look a lot bigger than you normally would be is called fat. That's just a fact. If you eat a lot and you eat a lot of unhealthy food, fat is gonna build up inside you. That's just a fucking normal reaction. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's just a thing that happens. If you eat too much, if you don't exercise, you're gonna get fat. That's how life is. But if you, on the other hand, decide that now it's time to make a change and now I want to not be fat anymore, or I want to avoid becoming fat, maybe it's time to actually exercise. Maybe it's time to actually avoid eating all this unhealthy shit that you've been eating, clearly. I eat unhealthy shit too, don't get me wrong, I do that. But on the other hand, I do walk to the town pretty often. I do take my bike on a ride down there. My bike, my bike on a ride. What the? How was what? Why was that so fucking hard to say? I take my bike on a ride to the city or the town or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I go down there, or I go to the library or whatever, and that's how I get my exercise. And that's why I don't become fat because I do not become fat because I do this kind of exercise. And because I eat normal, like not saying that every obese person eats stupid amounts of food, but some people do. Some people do eat stupid amounts of food, and then they don't understand. Wait, why did I suddenly just gain fucking 50 kilos? Because you eat too much. Because you eat like some very unhealthy shit that makes your body respond in a way where it makes fat. It makes you fat because you chose to eat this unhealthy shit. That's what happens. It's not a mental fucking disorder. It is a it's a fucking it's a what do you call it? It's a physical problem. It's not a psychological thing. Of course, being what do you call it? Being comfortable in your own body is that's a mental thing. I agree with that one. But becoming fat is not something that you do mentally. You don't just look at a piece of paper of a delicious cake and then you just gain 50 pounds. That's not how that shit works. You eat too much, you eat too unhealthy, and you become fat. That's just scientific proven facts. There's no fucking way you can deny that. It's literally facts. Some people, on the other hand, have tried to deny this and use some of their dog shit ideas about, like, oh, but like, if you don't accept fat people, oh, then you're fat phobic. No, I'm not a fat phobic. I'm not fat phobic. I'm not a fat phobia fucking suffering idiot. That's not what I'm saying. I am not hating on gay people. I'm just stating the fucking obvious. If you're fat or overweight or obese or whatever you want to hear, if you're obese, right? If you're fat, you are fat because you ate too much or you ate too unhealthy. I've said this before, but some people need to get it fucking repeated over and over and over until they understand that it's not just like I know a lot of people have been bullshitting you who may be obese or may be overweight, when you're watching this, I'm not talking badly about you as a person. I'm not talking badly about people who's obese. I'm just saying the reason why you possibly, or they did, become obese was because they ate too much. Simply a fact. Or because they ate too unhealthy. That's also a thing. I don't know the reason why you decided to do that. Maybe you could have just been too fucking lazy. You could have had some kind of mental, like, depressive type shit. You could have, like, had an eating disorder. It's not necessarily, like, being fat and becoming fat. It's not directly a mental disorder. There is some mental disorders attached to it sometimes, like depression, like sadness, like the like fucking like where you like whenever you're sad, you just gotta eat something and just fucking force feed yourself with unhealthy shit because it makes you feel better about yourself. And then after that's been happening for like a few weeks, months, years, then you're fat. It just like it don't just happen overnight. You can change it before it gets to the point where it's unhealthy, right? You can also, you know, once you're at the point where it's unhealthy and it's dangerous as fuck, you can actually still make a change to at least, get back on a better point. Get down to a better weight. Not saying that like it isn't okay to be overweight. It is if that's what you want, but like I'm not going to force you into not being overweight, but if you are overweight and you do want to make a change or want to change for the better, to become less overweight so you can do more things in life, you can experience more things, you can you have the what do you call it? Like you have the physical ability to do more stuff because you're not like weighing as much. You're not having to walk around with as much fat on your body. Then I would recommend doing what I've told you many times during this video. Don't just sit and say, oh, but it's society's fault, or oh, it's because of a mental disorder, so I can't really do anything about it because, no, it's because you have a choice. Do you want to be a fat person? Do you want to be like that one guy who can't ride the fucking, the rides at the amusement park because you're simply too obese to fit in the fucking carts? Do you want to be that guy? No. I assume you don't. I assume you want to be able to live your life to the fullest. And I understand some people like food. I fucking love food. I love eating food. It's fucking amazing. It tastes great. But I also want to be able to live my life and I want to be able to go to some places. I want to be able to ride the rides at amusement parks. I want to have fun. And some people are unable to do that because they're fat. Not saying that people can't live lives to their fullest if they're fat. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that you cannot, there's a lot of things that you cannot do if you're too fat or too obese or whatever you feel comfortable with calling it. That's just a fact. Anyway, I guess I've been rambling enough, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of get this out of my system because there's some people that just clearly don't understand what propaganda is and what actual science is. Like some people think that every fucking time they find something on Facebook, it's proven. It's 100% a scientific proven fact, and it's you just gotta believe this because if you don't believe it, you're a fucking idiot. No. No. I have chosen not to believe that it's a mental disorder to be fat because it's not. Some people might have gone to that point because they were depressed or they, as I've said before, they just had an eating disorder. But that doesn't mean that is not the fact that you're fat or obese is not a mental disorder. It is a fact that you can change it. It is a fact that you can do some exercise, eat healthier, and get down to a better weight. That's a fact. Anyway, I guess I have rambled not now. I've rambled enough now. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw here. And if you have anything that you want to kind of share with me, like any thoughts or opinions that you might have about this, or if you have any facts that you want me to know about, or any sources to anything that could that like you want to show me, so that maybe I don't know, we could have some kind of what do you call it, dialogue here about this. If that's what you want, sure, fuck it, let me see it. Again, thanks for watching. I hope to see you all very soon. Peace.